welcome back to Hudson's House of Play. I am Miss Lynn and you are joining me for our craft tutorial today. And all of this week we are talking about science experiments and the scientific method. We learned the 4 steps of a proper science experiment. 1, we pose a question. What are we trying to learn? 2, we take a guess, making a hypothesis. 3, we do lots of experimenting. And 4, we share our findings and what we discover. Now, today's little experiment that I have for you is nice and simple. We are going to be needing any kind of metal tray or pan like this that you have. And it doesn't have to have all these compartments. It doesn't have to be the same size. What we're trying to decide, or what we're trying to figure out, is what melts in the sun and the heat outside and what doesn't melt. So what stays in its shape as solid and what maybe turns into a liquid. Now we have, for Miss Lynn's tin, 12 little compartments. So I have a bunch of random things here to fill each compartment, and then I'm going to bring this outside, place it in a very sunny, warm area, and check on it every hour and see which of my objects have melted or have stayed the same or has changed in some other form. All right, let's see what I have. I have some pasta, dried pasta of course. So I'm just gonna pour a handful of this into my first compartment. You just need a few, you don't need too many. Close that back up. Next, I have some sunflower seeds. I love to put this on my salad. So once again, I'll pour a little bit inside, close it up, put it aside. Now I bet you guys have some of these, some leftover Cheerios, maybe from a road trip, or some goldfish. Let's put these in. I'll pour some in here, and I'll close that up. Next, our goldfish. Now you can choose to put anything you'd like into your compartments. It doesn't have to be the same things as Miss Lynn. Just be creative. I have a bag of, what are these called? Jelly beans. I love jelly beans. Maybe I'll eat one. My favorite ones are the pink ones. Yum. Okay. Oh, next I have these caramels. I really like to put these in my cookies when I make cookies. So I'm going to open up my caramel. I don't want to leave it in the wrapper. I'm going to put it right in the center there. I have some coins here. I don't know if it's going to matter, but Miss Lynn is going to put all the silver ones in one compartment, so my quarters and my dimes, and then my pennies, my copper ones, into another compartment. What else do I have? Oh, I have an old green crayon. I took the paper off of it, or well, I think the paper fell off and I just peeled the rest of it off. I'm gonna put that in one of the compartments. I have 2 types of chocolate. I have the regular milk chocolate, dark chocolate, and then I have white chocolate. I'm gonna open it up and I'm going to put both chocolates into my compartments because maybe one melts and maybe one doesn't melt. I don't know, but we'll find out. I'm gonna snap one block off. I'll put it right there. I'll just eat this one. Now I have my regular cocoa chocolate, my brown chocolate. These are really big, so I'm just gonna snap it. I just need a small piece. There we go. I'll put that in there. Maybe I'll try this one. It's good. Okay. And last, so I have a lot of stuff in here. One last compartment. I have a big stick of butter. I'm gonna put, I might just cut it down actually, but I'll just put it in my very last compartment. Now the next step we need to make our hypothesis. So our question was, what objects melt in the sunlight and in the heat, and what objects stay the same and maintain their shape? That was our question. Number 2, our hypothesis. Let's make a guess. I am going to make a guess that, well, I'm using what I know and my 5 senses about all of these things, and there are some things when I put in my mouth that will melt, and then there are other things that will not. So when Miss Lynn puts, let's see, chocolate in her mouth, it melts. And when I put jelly beans in my mouth, they don't melt. I have to chew them. And if I ate dried pasta, it usually doesn't melt. I would be crunching on it. And the seeds as well. Our Cheerios, not our Cheerios, what are these? Fruit Loops. If I hold it in my mouth for a really long time, it melts, sort of. And my goldfish does the same thing. I don't put coins in my mouth, but I would imagine that they don't melt. Well, I am going to write down in my journal, in my scientist journal, what I think will melt and what I think will not. And I want you guys to do the same thing. Grab a pen or a writing tool and some paper and take notes on which ones you think will melt and which ones you think will not. And if you want and you don't feel like writing it down, you can always just maybe get a little sticky, colorful sticky tape, and you can tape the parts of the compartments that you think will melt, and the ones that will not, you can leave it plain. Couple of different options there. All right, so we took step 1, which was to pose a question, which one of these objects would melt. Step 2, make your hypothesis, take your guesses. Miss Lynn is going to write her guesses down, and I want you guys to do the same thing. And our third is the experiment. It's time to bring our tray outside, and every hour, or you can even do every half hour, it's up to you depending on how hot it is, I want you to write down where you put it, what time you put it, and every time you went to check on it, what happened? Was anything different? Has anything changed? Has anything been eaten by an animal? Who knows? Well, that is our experiment, and then we can discuss our conclusion at the end of our experiment. So I want you guys to send in your conclusions to Miss Lynn, or we can share our findings on our next class, all right? I will let you know how this goes. Until then, goodbye to all my friends. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye to all my friends. I'll see you again. From your place to my place, from your room to the classroom. Goodbye to all my friends. I'll see you again. Goodbye.